So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. As I've just noticed, I've got chocolate all over my arm from my young fella. Anyway, Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 0. Aston Villa's chances of the Champions League are still intact as Villa go to the seaside and come home with all 3 points. And not only that, they come home with a record goal scorer in their midst. And congratulations straight out off the bat. Congratulations to Ollie Watkins, has broken Gabriel Bonner's record. Ollie Watkins, an incredible servant to Aston Villa Football Club. As everybody knows here, that I am the conductor on the Ollie Watkins fan bus, and will continue to be so. That little deft touch that he had today guides it past Kepa and into the goals, and Aston Villa end up winning and keeping their European charge going. So well done to Oliver George, Arthur Watkins. You are a Villa icon, I suppose you would call him now. I don't know whether people will call him a legend. Maybe he is a legend. But you are up there in the pantheon now of the best Premier League goal scorer in Aston Villa's history. And I have to tip my cap to you, and I will be cracking open a can to you later on, because you deserve it. You've done everything. You've come from Exeter all the way through from League Two. Then to Brentford. You proved people wrong at Brentford. You moved into the striker's role at Brentford. Now you've gone to the Premier League and you've set a Premier League goal scoring record for Aston Villa Football Club, one of the most storied, historic, should I say, football clubs that are in the Premier League, and you are now written into those history books. So Ollie Watkins, absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Take a bow. And not only was your goal the winning goal today, but not only was your goal the record-breaking goal today, it also turned out to be the winning goal, which I celebrated like an absolute madman, I must say, because Aston Villa we'd just come from a period like the game was being played out between the two boxes. A lot of it played in the middle of midfield. Villa had the better of the chances. Villa had the better of the play, should I say? I thought Onana was excellent first half. I thought Jacob Ramsey was brilliant in driving forward with the ball. We will get to his red card in a moment, which I think was incredibly silly. Both of the yellow cards, even though I don't think he touched him for the second yellow card. Atwell was a bit of a clown for sending him off in a lot of ways, but still, you don't give the referee that chance to do so. We'll talk about it in a moment. But I thought Ramsey was brilliant going forward. But we were limited. We were limited to very few chances. Ramsey had a chance that was saved. We had Asensio's shot that came back off the post as well. And it kind of looked like it was going to be one of these kind of cagey affairs until 6 minutes injury time for what Alan Smith on commentary seemed to want jail time for Tyrone Mings nearly, for an accidental coming together where Alex Scott, who I called Adam Scott in the team sheet tantrum, I didn't notice he go to do Tyrone Mings and collides with his elbow. Mings' elbow was up, in fairness, but he just collides with it, and he was down for quite a period of time. Alan Smith's reaction to it was flabbergasting, to be honest with you. But 6 minutes injury time because of that, and thankfully we did have 6 minutes injury time, because during that injury time, Semenya takes that ball out from defense and he's going forward. Matty Cash with an absolutely brilliant tackle, keeps the ball in play. Ball ricochets then off to Morgan Rogers, who plays a deft ball in. Ollie Watkins gets the tiniest of touches on it, guides it past the goalkeeper, and Aston Villa go 1-0 up. And I thought it was the only time we really got in around them, got behind them, and Ollie Watkins did brilliant to hold his run off the shoulder of Huyson, staying in line with Zabarnia, and getting that touch past Kepa as well. I thought was really, really good. So Aston Villa go in 1-0 up, and to be honest with you, Villa were coasting. Villa, they were allowing Bournemouth to have possession. Bournemouth didn't want possession. They wanted to draw Villa on, to catch Villa on the counter attack. Even Nielsen up top for them didn't do whole piler and fall down. excuse me for yawning. They bring on Clivert, who looked full of beans for the first maybe 10, 15 minutes of the second half. And Villa looked like they were really, really comfortable. One of the big underlying kind of trends of the game was yellow cards. There was a lot of silly yellow cards. There was a silly yellow card given out late to Konza. There was a silly yellow card given to Martinez. I don't know why he gets a yellow card, to be honest with you. I know everyone will say, oh, he shouldn't have come out of his goals. But what did he do to warrant the yellow card other than come out of his goals? There's no law against it. Jacob Ramsey gets his yellow card for going head to head with Adam Smith. I thought it was a dirty tackle by Adam Smith, but you got to rise above that. And Adam Smith did say something to him when he was on the ground. He gets a yellow card for that, and that ultimately proves costly for us in the last 10 minutes. Marco Asensio gets a yellow card for I think he left out a leg, and yeah, I think he tripped somebody up, gets a yellow card for it. But Ramsey's yellow card, Ramsey's first yellow card was really silly. You go head to head with people and you're going to get a yellow card. He had all the sympathy in the world from the referee at the start. It was a poor tackle from Adam Smith. It was really from behind. It was a lunging tackle. And if he gets that wrong, he could have done serious injury to Ramsey. But you stay down the ground, you milk it, you don't get up and you go head to head with somebody. Well, you probably should. Realistically, you should do that. It's probably the more chivalrous thing to do, but he gets a yellow card, and that has a knock-on effect because then later on in the game, David Brooks, who came on at right back for Adam Smith, goes past him and he tries to pull out of a challenge. Brooks gets the slightest little nick on his heel, goes down. The referee comes over with a yellow card, and to my knowledge, I think that was Jacob Ramsey's first and only foul in the game, and he gets a second yellow card and gets sent off. I find that frustrating from the referee, but once again, I'm going to say that you can hold two thoughts in your head at the same time. That it's that the silliness was getting the yellow card and putting the referee in the situation to maybe send somebody off. Does fall upon Jacob Ramsey because of his first yellow card there as well. Can't be, obviously. I don't even know whether he gets a touch for the second yellow card. I do think it was harsh, the second yellow card, but it was given, and we were down to 10 men for the last 10 minutes, and we had to weather the storm. We had to bring on the likes of Matson to come in there after Mings, and Mings picked up a little bit of a knock, it seems, in the game, and he had to come off, and Torres came on. And Asensio, who wasn't having the best game outside of his snapshot that hits the post, came off, and John McGinn came on as well. So I think that's a pretty good synopsis of the game. I thought to be honest with you, we were beyond comfortable throughout the whole game until the sending off happened. After that, it was squeaky bum time. And I pulled a muscle in my hamstring. I pulled my hamstring, but that last chance that Bournemouth had, I reacted so much on the chair that as I went to jump up, I could feel a little ping in the back of my hamstring. So I limped out here afterwards. So it's not supporting Aston Villa in the last 10 minutes of game, specifically against Bournemouth, is not for the faint-hearted. That's for sure. Specifically when we saw what they did to us at Villa Park, getting that last-minute goal, which could be one of those ones we look back at the end of the season and say, that was one that really kind of hindered us in our chances to get Champions League. But as of now, we do have all the momentum in the world with regards to getting the Champions League. If I'm not mistaken, I read the statistics somewhere that Aston Villa I think we've only lost one of our last 8 Premier League games. So we are on a charge. People might think that we're not playing well. That's immaterial. We're getting results. We're absolutely getting results. And we got that result today. Somebody asked me what my thoughts were on the ref. I kind of went into it there. I thought the ref was pernickety throughout the whole game. I thought some of the yellow cards were very, very, very quickly flashed towards Villa players. I think Asensio's trip was a yellow card. I think that was a yellow card. But we had 5 yellow cards given out in the game, and only one of them really was a yellow card. I think, and that was Asensio's trip. You can talk about. Sorry, what I mean by that was for a foul. Which is a bit galling, but at the same time, I thought that the ref kind of was listening to the crowd. I thought the Bournemouth crowd were awful. I thought they were just a poor, like, I thought they were quiet. I said it beforehand in the preview when we were here with Paddy. You know, you're going to a stadium that only has 11,500 people in it. They couldn't generate any atmosphere. I could hear the Villa fans throughout the whole lot of the game. They had a drum at times. All they did was get off their seats whenever they thought there was going to be a red card, penalty, or foul. I just thought it was there was a kind of a snide atmosphere and a bit of a crabbed atmosphere in the stadium from the home crowd. But I thought the Villa fans were excellent. Could hear them throughout. Even the commentators mentioned it towards the end that the Villa fans didn't stop from minute 1 till minute 97 or 8, 6 or 7, whenever. So well done to everybody enjoying themselves in the sunshine down by the seaside in Bournemouth there today. I'm going to come to some of your comments. Actually, before I do, pop in who you think your man of the match is there, and I'll get to it when I come down through the comments, because my man of the match today is, and I would have had this before his last minute kind of goal line clearance or putting Jebsen off at the end, but I thought Matty Cash was absolutely brilliant today. I thought he was really, really good. Thought he had some brilliant tackles. I thought he inverted, which was something that was really strange. I haven't seen him do this at all this year, but he came into midfield at times during the first half and the second half. I just thought he was really, really solid. One of his better performances for Aston Villa, and I'm going to give him man of the match today, even though I think the man of the match trophy might go to somebody like Martinez or to Watkins, because Martinez made 1 or 2 brilliant saves towards the end as well to keep us in this game. But much maligned Matty Cash, I thought he was really good today, and I'm giving him man of the match from here. For my ivory tower here in Ireland. So I'm just going to come to some of your comments there as well, guys. Keep popping them in there as well. British Mick asked, why does Marlon not get a sniff? I mean, I've been nothing but impressed from the lad. Small amount of game time he gets. Surely that was the game to bring him on. I think he was definitely coming on. I'll be honest with you, only Ramsey gets sent off, and I think that changes people's plans. But the next question then is, why would he be only coming on for the last 10 minutes? And there's only one man who can answer that, and he's in the dugout, and he's proceeding over. As I say, what I read was a team that have only lost 1 in their last 8, and they've won 7, lost 1 in their last 8 games in the Premier League. So, but I agree with you. I kind of want to see more of Marlon, because he's our player, as opposed to maybe Asensio gets the run today. Yes, things could have gone different for him, but they didn't go different for him, and he was a bit stagnant today as well, even though he did hit the post with one of his trademark snapshots out of nowhere with 0 backlift, and it's great to see those shots too, but need a small bit more from him, I think, in games too. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. I just opened up a lot of people. Give Cashman a match, says Bolg. Absolutely. I didn't even read that before I said it, because I just opened up the comments there. But yeah, I think Matty Cash was absolutely brilliant. I think he was brilliant regardless of that last minute. I don't know, he didn't get a touch to it, but he just put Jebsen off, I think, at the end. But it was brilliant defending. And Little Chance that the ref can do one. Yeah, I wasn't too. You know me now. I'm not going to be like Paddy. I'm going to let Paddy do that for his reference. But Atwell was poor today, and I think Atwell was. Yeah, he was an annoyance of a ref today. I think a lot of the players will come off the field and go, Jesus, because he was, I think, for both teams, because he was in danger of losing control of that game big style towards the end. I think, after the Ramsey red card, he had to take Kamara, a couple of more people. He had them all in a huddle together and saying stuff to them. He didn't need to dress down players like that. It was him that was losing control, not so much the players, because I don't think it was a dirty game. It was a game whereby there was lots of, the Bournemouth team kept on calling for fouls and everything like that, as were the crowd. And he got influenced by that and probably felt it was a more dirty game than it was, because it wasn't really a dirty game at all. And I think he lost control more so than the players did at times today. Where else are we? Lots of congratulations in there for Ollie Watkins as well. Lots of congratulations for Matty Cash. I didn't even read it. I didn't read these before, and so I'm delighted that Matty Cash is getting these flowers here as well, because I thought he was brilliant. Mel Farrell says to the Villa fan I spoke to in Enfield, I hope you enjoyed that. Absolutely. And also to the Villa fan that I met in Kinvara at the Florida Cook last weekend. who I was walking past one of the pubs, and he stopped me in the street and he said, "Are you the fella from the For the Love of Pomegranate podcast?" I said, "That's me." And we had a chat for about 25 minutes about Villa. I think his name was Daniel. If you're watching this, you're a sound man. And I should have taken you up on that point because I came home and I didn't get a chance to go for a pint here in Ormore at all. So I should have had a pint with you in Kinvara instead. Where else are we? Rachel says, great. We somehow got through. Great job to the lads for a big result. Yeah, as I say, you take that 10 minutes out, and you obviously can't take that 10 minutes out because it's a valid part and it's a big talking point for the game. But save for that 10 minutes, I think at the end, I was very like, it was like the Fulham game. We were playing in second gear. I think like we had this game massively under control today, and that's kind of, parts of that kind of annoy me at times as well, because with our goal difference the way it is, I'm not going to say we were happy with a 1-0 win, but it was like 1-0, the 3 points was all important, and anything after that is a bonus. And I suppose that's probably the professional way to think about it. If you're relying on goal difference to be the reason that you get into Europe, you've probably failed anyway, in that instance. So I think the team wants to accumulate the points and not worry about goal difference, because you can't be in control of how many goals Nottingham Forest score against Leicester tonight, or you can't be in control of how many goals Chelsea score against. I think Chelsea might even have Leicester left as well. So you're not in control of that. So I don't know. I know people will think about, you should go and put up as many on the team as you can, but I don't think we would have put up an awful lot on this team regardless. But it will gall some people, but I think realistically speaking, when we think back or when we look at it in the cold light of day, the professional thing to do is protect your lead first and then take anything that comes afterwards. We weren't creating chance after chance after chance. So I think in that aspect, protecting the 1-0 lead, we were doing it brilliantly. Like we're streets ahead of Bournemouth, I thought, throughout the course of the second half. And we were playing in second gear, and then that sending off really kind of derailed us and put us on the back foot. But we came out the other side and we showed great character to get the win, I think. So Melty Shirts asks, anyone know if Ramsey's out for 1 or 2 games? As far as I know, it's only 1 game for 2 yellow cards, but I could be wrong on that. And Just Roy says, exactly, I went too early last week saying that we were guaranteed Europe, but now we were 100% guaranteed Europe. It's just what flavor of European football we get to play is up for conversation. And I think, you know what, I did this last week. I went on this big impassioned kind of tirade about this, but it's fucking huge. It's huge. Aston Villa getting Europe 3 years in a row. Huge for lots of reasons. You're keeping your name in the mouths of teams in Europe. You're keeping your name up there on Wednesday nights. Just when people are flicking through the TV channels on a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, or a Tuesday night, hopefully it's Tuesday or Wednesday night, or even a Thursday night. You're keeping your name in there. From I suppose a sponsorship point of view, they want teams in Europe. They obviously want teams in the Champions League, but European football lets you hold on to sponsors that you would already have. Also, players will move for European football, but regardless of what level of football it is, all you got to do is look at the pulling power Spurs have. Look at the pulling power United still have in a lot of ways. What I mean is, yes, they're not buying you may argue they're not buying very good players at the moment, but I think it's management and stuff like that that's the issue. But they're still spending big money on players that, if they were linked with Villa and probably came to play for Villa under Unai Emery, might have a different outlook on where they are within the Premier League and within football in general at the moment. You've look at what Chelsea are doing, and they were out of Europe last year. They were out last year. Obviously, they're in Europe this year. So European football allows this project to continue. Champions League football allows this project to continue at a faster pace. European football of any kind allows this project to continue. And this project is continuing regardless. It's just, I suppose, about what level and what speed that it does continue at is up for discussion. But we should be damn proud. It's the first time Villa are the first non-traditional top 6 team. Once again, I read this. I'm open to correction. Villa are the first non-traditional top 6 team to get Europe 3 years in a row since 2005 or something like that, or 2020 years. And I think it was Villa that did that then as well under Martin O'Neill. I think it was. So That's huge. That is massive. You know, for Aston Villa to, you could argue that we've cracked a glass ceiling. Maybe not broken through it, and certainly haven't shattered through it. Get into the Champions League again for a second year in a row. You could start making conversations that, look, Aston Villa are here. They're here, and they're here to stay. And I think that conversation could probably be made anyway now. But we've got two huge games. This was the one to win. Getting into Europe by winning this is the brass ring for this one. Beating Spurs on Friday night is a fucking huge brass ring. And then it brings it all down to the last day of the season when Forest have to play Chelsea. And Villa could be sniffing around only maybe 2 points, 3 points behind, or maybe no points behind Chelsea at that stage. So we are the chasers. We have the smell of blood in the water at the moment, but we have to keep winning. This win today puts huge pressure on Chelsea, on Newcastle, to a lesser degree, Man City, because, you know, obviously Man City drawing 0-0 with Southampton today. But it kind of does, it puts pressure on Newcastle and Chelsea tomorrow, because, or is it tomorrow or is it today? When's that game on? Because they play each other. And we are now level on points with them. So it's of huge importance that we are in a position to strike while the iron's hot. And realistically speaking, we're probably hoping for a Newcastle win in that game. Newcastle maybe push themselves out. Chelsea lose that game, get no points. Can't remember who Chelsea have in between. I think it might. You know what? I've got the power of Google. Let me Google it here just so that I can see. Chelsea fixtures. Chelsea, yeah. So Chelsea have Newcastle, Man United, and Nottingham Forest. They're the remaining games. So we have to be in a position to strike while the iron's hot. Now they do have Man United the same night we have Spurs. So they'll be thinking that they're going to get a handy 3 points in that game as well. But yeah, like there is a pathway. Put it this way: 12 o'clock tomorrow, Newcastle versus Chelsea will let us know where we stand within this pathway of getting to the Champions League. And the reason I say that is Chelsea is just so pivotal, because they play Newcastle, they play Forest, and they play Forest last day of the season. So that's going to be a huge game. All eyes on that game for the Champions League, regardless of what we do. All eyes on that game. So there is, regardless of what happens, there is huge pressure on that game, and they will be looking towards that game. Forest's run-in is West Ham, Leicester, and Chelsea. That's correct. And Newcastle's run-in is, why won't it allow me to see Newcastle's here when I click on them? Newcastle's run-in is not showing. Newcastle's run-in is Jesus. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Everton. It's all to play for. It is literally all to play for. It is all to play for in the Champions League run-in. The table now stands at Newcastle on 63 points, Chelsea 63 points, Aston Villa 63 points, Nottingham Forest 61 points. Man City on 65, if you believe that they're still in danger of not making the top five. It is all to play for. We have Spurs and we have Manchester United. As I say, Newcastle have Arsenal and Newcastle. Who did I say they have? Of course, I'm gonna go looking for it. I can't find it. They have Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton. And Chelsea have Newcastle, they have Forest, and they have Manchester United. Big games left to come. And we've been putting on our oxygen mask, as Paddy said. We have been doing that over the last two games, and now we can look forward to the Spurs game, where hopefully they will rest a load of players. Maybe United do that as well. That's fine. But Newcastle play Arsenal that night, or on the Sunday. on that Sunday. You'd be hoping there would be points dropped there. So we gain points, other teams start to drop points, where it's all hope, but still it's rational hope, if that makes sense. So I'm fucking pumped. I'm going to be honest with you. Can I full transparency? I have people in my DMs for the last 2.5 weeks asking me to put out a transfer scouting series on Nijpen, the Norwegian guy. And I haven't had it. I haven't had the buzz for doing it. I'm tired after this. After the year, we've put a lot of podcasts in. There's been a lot of brilliant following Aston Villa this year. Absolutely brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't change it for the world. But I was literally coming into this game today, going, okay, we've got 2 more matches left in the Premier League, and that was last night or whatever, Thursday night after we did the preview. And I woke up this morning and I went, you know what? Screw that. We're in a brilliant position. You know, we might never be at this again. So I went today and I did about 4 or 5 other pieces on strikers that I've been looking at over the course of the year. So I've been invigorated essentially just by the hope of winning this game today, by the hope of what is coming over the next 2 weeks. And yes, hope is there to be broken, and hope hope springs eternal, or it's the hope that kills you. You know, there's 2 different phrases there, and one of those will be true. One of those will be true. Either the hope will kill us or hope will spring eternal, and we will get to the Champions League. But it's going to be fucking fun over the next 2 weeks. I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it anyway. I know some people may find it a bit anxious moments, but we keep winning. The way that the fixtures are, if we keep winning, we are in a better position, given who other teams have to play, to get top 5 football. Whether we get it or not is another question, because they have no right to go out and we have no right to go out and win the games we've left to play, and they have no right to go out and just lose those games either. So we will be table watching, we will be score watching, and we will be watching our own back to make sure that we win those 2 games as well. I went on a big I went on about a massive digression there. I don't even know where I started. I think it was something to do with Europe, but yeah, it's a happy day. Crack open a can tonight. Europe 3 years in a row. Super stuff. And I don't know how much of what I said there was actually 100% factually true, but most of it is about 98% factually true. Anyway, that's for sure. Dinny, good to see you. Bye. Dinny's over in Spain. Man, Dinny, great. Super result. Go and lap up the sun over there. It's beaming here as well. So as long as you stay out in Spain, if the sun stays here, then you can stay out there for good. Where else are we? I'm going to scroll down here a minute. Yeah, so LG asks, do we want Newcastle and Chelsea to draw or Newcastle win? I'm torn. I probably want to draw now that I've seen their fixtures. But ask me again in the morning and I might want the Newcastle win. But ask me in the morning. Dub J says Onana has really improved. Yeah, super impressed with him in that first half. Just striding out of defense, striding out in midfield as well. Looked an imposing figure. Was great from at defending corners as well for us. Yeah, absolutely. Pat in the back. He would have been my second man a match if I could have picked the second man a match. Like before Cash, for me, I was just so delighted with how he played as a whole. But I thought Onana was really good as well. Where else are we? I'm going to come down here a small bit because thank you so much, Richard Edwards. Really appreciate that. Emery Ball, as you said, and you did call it, Richard. You called Emery Ball in the team sheet tantrum, so well done on that. Where are we? I'm going to just scroll massively down here, guys. Apologies, I'm going to miss loads of comments, but Seeking says Villa need to go in hard on Spurs on Friday. Once again, I think it's a case. It's definitely a case of winning and then seeing what goals are gravy after that. I think for sure. Where else are we? Yeah, Richard seems to think that United and Spurs will rest their players, so I'm confident we'll get 6 points easy. But the United game is going to be after the Europa League final, so you'd be kind of hoping that Spurs rest their players going into it, and then United win, and then go on the sauce for the whole day, for the whole week, and then are all half pissed on the Sunday. But we have to play that game. Where else are we? I'm going to come down here. Yeah, Rex says on his stream it was just the Villa fans making noise. Absolutely, I thought so too. I'm not sure. I might have missed a comment there about the Bournemouth fans, but I didn't hear them. Didn't hear an awful lot of them at all, to be honest with you. Where else are we? Seeking is asking for a shout out to the O'Brien clan. Absolutely, O'Brien clan. Thank you so much. And up the Villa. Joe Bryan is saying, I need to tell Paddy, I missed a lot of this here now. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. You're telling me I need to tell Paddy that I think we can get Champions League football. I think that's what that is. But look, we'll see. I'm sure Paddy is going to be as happy as anyone if we go out and beat Spurs and then going into the United game last day of the season. Like Paddy wants to get Champions League football. I'm sure everybody knows that as well. As Dicko says there, we've done our bit for sure. So that's we've done our bit, and it's up to others now to chase us. Where else are we? And you know what, Luke is right. Boring game, but 3 points is all that matters. Europa final does us a favor, I think. Let's keep it going. The game was boring, I think, because we were in second gear and we didn't feel the need to get out of it away from home at Bournemouth until the red card. And I think Villa made it boring by just being so resolute in midfield as well. Like, we let them have possession in the second half. They didn't know what to do with it awful lot of the time, because as I said before, they want the other team to have possession. They want to turn the ball over high up the field. That allows them then to go and get shots. They have one of the biggest percentages of those in the whole league. That is their tactic, is shots from turnovers high up the field, and Villa let them have the ball in their own half at times, play around amongst their own centre halves, play out to their wing backs, and they didn't really have an awful lot of purchase. And I'll be honest, I was over at the Bournemouth game last year as well. I'm never really massively impressed by Bournemouth, but they're a very, very functional side. And I think today they just wanted to be functional. They look like a tired team. I'm not going to say, and I know people will disagree with me in this, I think that we were, as I say, we were in second gear for a lot of that. I think we were the better team throughout the course of the 90 minutes, and I think that's where that's seen on the scoreline as well. Where else are we? Anne-Marie Hunt makes a good point here. The change of the Spurs game to the Friday now could work in our favour, because if we win, we pile the pressure on the others. Again, as I say, absolutely. For sure. Right, guys, I know there's a ton of other Villa podcasts on at the moment, or just about ready to get started up. I want to thank everybody for being here. There was 1,000 people here watching this afterwards. This Villa train to Europe, well, the Villa train is... the Villa on Tour guys are going to need another mortgage to get in all the European games again next year. But it's a great problem to have. But I want to thank everybody for coming joining me here on my own. It's tough to do these on my own. Afterwards, it's easier when we win games. But over 1,000 of you were in here today. I really appreciate your time on a Saturday evening. There's lots of better things to do than to listen to an Irish fella talking about Aston Villa from his office. But thanks so much to everybody, and thanks to Dico Blanco for the super sticker there as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just thanks to everyone who comments in there. It's really great, the community, the Villa community that we have here online. And the beautiful thing is, I go and I see other podcasts, and I'm watching them in the background. I see you guys are commenting there and supporting those other podcasts as well. And that's the best thing about it, because we've often said it, myself and Paddy, there's no prick in the Villa podcasting world or anything like that. Not like other fan groups where they've got antagonistic podcasts and so on, and we don't have to name them. You guys all know who I'm talking about here. But it's great to see you guys supporting those. And with that in mind, as I say, a lot of them are beginning to fire up now again. Some of them are already on, and you guys have chosen to be here with us. So I just want to say thanks a million for that. And I will be back again if I can catch Paddy, I'll be back tomorrow. Get his view on it, but we'll be back again on Wednesday with a preview. Friday then will be a busy day with the Team Sheet Tantrum and the post-match podcasts, and we'll try and get on with anything that needs to be done during the week as well. But thanks so much, everybody. Go in, enjoy this fantastic Saturday. We have a Saturday where we have 3 points. We have a Saturday where we're in the running for top 5, and we also have a Saturday where it's not every Saturday that you can say that your striker has broken the Premier League goal scoring record for your club. So today was a day for the history books, and go in and enjoy it tonight. Thanks very much, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, up the Villa.